Hello, beautiful people, families and friends, babies and churns, churns and babies. How are y'all? How are y'all doing? How have y'all been? I've been thinking about y'all. And I know it's been a while, but we're back. This past month, I have been in a very weird space. As a lot of y'all know, for the past year and a half, I have been actively in therapy, doing an incredible amount of emotional work, interpersonal work, inner child healing, like just really I was in the mud. I was in the mud when it came to doing, that inside job. And I needed it bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I needed it bad. I've been telling, some of my homegirls and stuff like that, like I needed it because when I tried to move forward without it, I was effing up the space without even realizing it. So when I would go back and review and edit some of my old videos, and I'm just sitting here trauma dumping in my videos for no reason at all. It's like, girl, why are you doing that? Like, why is that bleeding into your free time, your activities, the things that you actually like to do? So that was like a big flag to me of like, all right, maybe we need to take a step back and like really address this before we move forward. So for, like I said, the last year and a half, I've just been deep in therapy, deep in, I wouldn't even say like fixing things, because sometimes it's really just about like, hey, don't be too hard on yourself that you don't know X, Y, and Z, or you don't know how to handle this because you've never handled it before. You were never shown how to handle it correctly. So like, just give yourself grace as you're moving through whatever you're moving through. So it was, I don't know. It was a long year. It was a good year though. And I have finally came to like this weird, just like, it was just like, I was just there. It was just like, okay, cool. Now what do I do? It's very true when they say that life is very cyclical. You go through ebbs and flows. And I came to a point where like I'm at the end of this healing cycle, and now I'm not necessarily sure what to do next. So, like I said, this past month was really just like a big, I'm just floating in this space, taking up space. So now the heck what? And I had this funny light bulb moment. So Kyrie, my child, my son, started baseball. We're doing it year round. So he did fall season last season, but it was his first season doing baseball. So I wasn't trying to be too hard on him because we had this huge learning gap that we had to get through. We were playing with kids who have been playing baseball for already 2-3 years, and he's coming in as a 6-7-year-old for the first time. So it was a huge learning gap. And so last season was definitely just about like, just get the feeling right. Like, just get comfortable in being out on the field, get comfortable on doing something hard, get comfortable with learning, get comfortable with building your own self-confidence while you're out there. I'm not going to push you and punish you about all the technicals and get it right. Like, let's just go out there, have fun, and let's stick with it for a season. So when the season came around, he was like, yeah, mom, like, I want to do it again. And I'm just like, great. But the athlete in me, the dog in me was like, this is amazing, but I just want you to know up front, like, we're going to have a dog season. Like, we got to get some dog back in us. We got to be competitive this year. Like, we're not going out there just to, have fun. Don't be too hard on yourself, but let's get aggressive. Like, let's be competitive. Let's get some dog in us. And I was teaching my son how to get the dog in you. And as I'm sitting there talking to him about getting the dog in him, I felt like I was talking back to me. Like, girl, I think it's time to get some dog back in you too. So I am definitely back in dog mode. And just to kind of, connect all of these ideas together, I think the interesting thing about life being cyclical is that you are meant to do it better the second time around. So when I was in college, when I was in high school, when I tell you I was a dog in the best way possible, not, in the other way. But when it came to scholarships, when it came to jobs, when it came to positions, when it came to classes, when it came to going out and getting like I was just out there doing ridiculous things. I was the only freshman in the senior dorms being an RA because I just advocated for myself that hard. When it came to I went to school for free until I had my baby. But for the most part, my parents told me they weren't paying for school. So I said, okay, cool. I don't want to be here. I'm going to figure out a way to go get it done. Like anything I wanted, I went and got. And then like as life happened, after I had my son and you start going through life, the dog kind of dwindled. But I also think like I just was emotionally drained. So it was important for me to go through that season, go through the emotional healing and stuff like that. And then to come back around and now it's dog mode. And I think when we're going through these ebbs and these flows and we're like meeting ourselves back at where we once were, how can we do it better this time? And how can we not, I guess my focus for me right now is how can I not crash out the way that I did the last time? And I'm sure it's inevitable. I'm sure that like as we're building things and like I don't want to say workflows. I'm be honest, John, I'm filming this during a lunch break right now, so I'm still kind of in work mode. But like just building these routines and these systems to like help me really get through life. How can I do it just a little bit better this go round? And y'all know I'm a podcast junkie. Like I like listening to people's experiences and getting those nuggets of wisdom when they drop it. And something that I have just literally like across everybody who I ever admire, like one thing that they always say is that they wish they would have got it a little bit earlier. And it is like whatever, like I wish I would have learned how to budget earlier because it just gets harder the more successful you get. I wish I would have learned earlier how to set up appropriate boundaries because it just gets harder the bigger I build my team and the more contracts that I take on. I wish that I would have learned how to care for myself and advocate for myself earlier because now as I'm building these multi-million-dollar empires, it just gets harder. And so I'm just trying to like, for myself at least personally, just trying to connect all these things and connect these dots. And like when I had my icky month, because it was a nasty month, y'all, I was just sitting there like, what the am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And I do think it's just piecing all these things together as I'm moving forward. So I could do it just a little bit better and get it earlier because when I get my husband, he's going to be like, wow, this is such an amazing woman. And for my son too, like my mom is so amazing. And for myself, like I am an amazing woman. So during this second wave of dog mode, I think one way that I could really get it, I don't want to say right because I don't know if I'm gonna get it right, but just do it better is really sitting and taking the time to like not being afraid to saying what I want, but then also taking time to understand why I want what I want. I was about to make a poor ass decision last year in finally getting my big girl luxury car. That would have been a disaster and I'm so glad I didn't. But the reason why I wanted to do it was because I was seeing everyone else who was in my position doing these things. And it's just like, I didn't really want it. I still want a house, but the reason why I want a house is because I really do value generational wealth. Like when I die, I want to leave something to my son. I want to start having assets. It would be nice to start building assets instead of adding liability on top of liability on top of liability. So as I'm navigating this dog mode, like really taking the time to sit down and being like, all right, Jay, like, what do you want? Because I noticed that I didn't have any goals. Like the reason why last month felt so icky and weird and nasty is because I wasn't working towards anything. Like I was really just working to pay bills, working to get my son to baseball, and then coming back home and just chilling. Like I didn't have no goals whatsoever. So that made me feel like I was just floating in space and I'm just here. And I had to sit down and take a step back and be like, all right, what do we want to go after now? I am very, very blessed to be in a job. I know working for people ain't for everybody. It is definitely for me. And one of the reasons why it's for me is because I need them benefits. So part of my benefits with my job is I get free therapy for a certain amount of sessions, and I also get free coaching sessions for a certain amount of sessions. And when I tried to do my life coaching sessions last year, again, same concept of I needed to heal this before I started going after what I wanted to go after because it was just bleeding. Like I didn't have any motivation to set my budget or to even keep going. Like I kept crashing out. So we took a pause because I really needed to like dig deep into therapy. But now that I feel like I am at I don't want to say like I'm there, but I'm definitely at a steadier pace. I can now sit and focus and have productive conversations and motivational conversations, and actually having enough energy and just enough in me to see some of these things through. So I started my coaching sessions again, and we are going back to 8th grade. And the first thing that we're going to do, or doing, because I've already done my homework, we're setting SMART goals. I picked 3 areas in my life that I really wanted to focus on: financial, career, and physical. For me, it was in that order. My coach did suggest to me that maybe I should always consider physical or like my well-being first. Just because, if you, same concept of what we just been talking about. You got to take care of you first before everything else can fall into place. I'm considering it because yes, my physical goals are like, they're cool. I'm going to be fine as hell when I reach them. But the one that needs the most of my attention is my finances. So yeah, we broke down my goals. We did the SMART goals worksheet. I am going to show y'all mine right here, because the worksheet that she gave me, like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I'll like drop both of them for you. I just like a little bit more structure. So I went and still did like the same exercise, but just in my own way. I found my own SMART goals worksheet that I liked a little better, filled those out, and we are getting to it now. And I do think like one of the biggest things that has helped me so far is just having my coach as an accountability partner. If you can find an accountability partner for free, please go get it. I feel like one of the things that like the devil is just so great at doing is making us think that we're alone in whatever we're going through, or that we're the only person going through what we're going through. And I really just want to encourage y'all to take the time to look at your environment that you're in. Are you at church? Do you have coworkers? Do you have friends? Can you go out and find a community that really resonates with you, and just find that one person that they can help you have that accountability and just help, work through life with you. Uh-oh. Hey, Kay, tell my YouTube hey.
What?
Tell my YouTube hey.
Hey, YouTube, what's up?
Okay, and then I'm going to call you back after I'm done filming.
All right.
Love you, bye. On top of doing the SMART goals, I'm a I'm a visual learner. So just having visual cues, I feel like in the book Atomic Habits, they also talked about it, like just having those visual cues as you're trying to slowly build these small habits. He said a sales guy used to take a marble, and every time he would make a phone call, he would place a marble in a jar just to keep himself motivated to making more calls. Because the more marbles that you see in your jar, the more that you want to make more calls. So same situation. So with my financial goals, I really just want to pay off a lot of my debt. So I went into Canva and I took a template that they already had, but I just made it pretty for me. Zhuzhed up the template and got it printed at FedEx for 79 cents. It is going to be a big poster in my bedroom, so I could sit and color in incrementally how I'm paying off my debt. So those are just like 2 big things that like are the start of my dog season. I feel like being grounded in a goal is going to help you be in that beast mode, because if you're just wearing yourself out for no reason other than the fact to like work for somebody else, it's going to be like, why am I doing this? But if I'm working hard because at the end of the day, I know I want to build a house in a couple of years, like that gives me a little bit more push to be able to knock out what I want to knock out. Yeah, that's all I really got for y'all though. I just wanted to jump back in, tell you where I was at, tell you why I was a ghost, because I was just floating. I'm not one to jump on here and just talk just to talk or make up think pieces, because it ain't that deep. I'd rather be quiet. But I'm very interested to know, what part of life are you in right now? Are you in the emotional building part of your life? Are you in your grind mode? Where are you grinding towards? What are your goals? I want to know. Y'all don't be talking to me on the internet. It's actually very funny, and I just want to take a second to, I don't want to say motivate, but I think it's interesting that while my comment section is empty as hell, it is very nice to be walking around in the real world and someone coming up to me and being like, I really liked your last video, and I think when you said X, Y, and Z, it was a really good point and it motivated me. It feels I mean, I'm weird. At first, I'd be squeamish and being like, ooh, y'all are watching my stuff. But it is really good to know that, like, people are still watching. So even though your numbers might say 20 and 30, I want you to understand what a room of 20 and 30 people will look like. I live in a house of one who don't give a damn about what I say. But I have 20 and 30 people in my little community who actually cares and who actually gives me feedback and talks to me in real life. So don't stop just because you're not in the thousands or the 100,000s or it only got played a couple of times, because it only takes a couple of times to change one person's life. And I'm telling you, if you ever get the privilege to be able to talk to that one person, like, it feels really, really, really good. I hope y'all have a great week. I am sure that I will be back in a week or two because my coach is on my behind about getting my stuff done, and I will hopefully be able to dig more into how I plan to knock out my financial goals, but also my career goals. As a lot of y'all know, I am in the tech world. I am a BDR right now, and I kind of put my foot in my mouth. Had the opportunity to move on to an AE position, but I let fear get the best of me, and I will be the first to tell you, do not do that. It does feel a little nasty, but I'm sure, God willing, like, the perfect time will come around. Again, it was a huge learning lesson, but I would love to sit and walk y'all through how I got into tech, because that was not my original career move. I went to college for public health. That was my first job. I worked at the state health department, and eventually made my way into tech. And I know that that's a lane that a lot of people are interested in. So I am more than happy to talk about that. It is an aggressive field. But if you are really into sales, if you are into helping people, and if you have a creative mind to be able to see the problems that other people have and being able to find solutions for them, tech is definitely for you and you will enjoy it. So looking forward to talking to y'all next week-ish. See y'all soon.